All right, so in this video, I'm going to show you how to rebuild a Delta single handle faucet. This faucet here has the stainless steel ball. These are typically starting to drip because of the seats and springs inside, but I recommend replacing the whole thing. Here, we're just going to take the handle off. It's an Allen key. Here's the rebuild kit that you're going to need to order. And here's the stainless steel ball. Once you remove this handle, there's going to be a nut on top with this special wrench you got to use. Comes with that rebuild kit. Once that's removed, you can take this nut off. Now, before you take this nut off, it's important that you make sure that water is shut off to the whole house or it stops underneath the sink. Once you get that nut off, you can pull this cartridge right out. Now down there's your seats and springs, those little black circles there. Those are the actual washers that rub against the ball that allow it to seal. You can just take your Allen key, stick it down it, and pop those right out. Now at this point you can see there's some buildup in there on that brass. I just take a little piece of sand screen or sandpaper, whatever, just kind of clean it up a little bit, give it a nice smooth surface. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now at this point, get all your parts ready to go. Got my stainless steel ball and my seats and springs. Now what I do is I take my seats and springs and I put them on my Allen wrench just to slide them down in, because it's a lot easier to stick that down in that small hole than your entire finger. I always take a little bit of plumber grease, put it on that seal. And in the inside of the faucet. And you're just putting those right back exactly where they came. Make sure the smaller side of that spring goes inside that washer instead of the other way around. Now here you can see how I do that. I drop that in there. Now this one wasn't as graceful. A lot of times they'll pop in. Sometimes you got to play with them for a minute. They don't want to go in super easy. Now the stainless steel ball, you can see it's got a little slot in the side, and there's that little pin right there on the right hand side. That pin's going to go into that slot. Line that up. Once you drop that in there, it's going to allow that to rotate in the proper position to allow water to pass through correctly. Once you've got your ball locked in place, you're going to take this little piece. It basically stops the handle from moving around, or the stem. It allows it to move in the proper positions. Again, this comes with the kit. Make sure you push that down in place all the way. Maybe put a little bit of grease on the O-ring seal, just to help it slide in there for you. You'll see on the side it's got the little slot, so you know which way it goes in. Now I put a little bit of grease on the threads, screw that down. In this case, it had some issues, so I had to unscrew it to get it back on. It was wanting to catch on a thread. Now you're going to take your little nut there, the set nut. All that does is it pushes down on that seal a little more to make sure it's nice and sealed up. You don't want to get that nut super tight. On this one, I got that one a little too tight, so I went ahead and loosened it up. That way it'll be easier in the future to get back out. Now you're just going to set your handle back on, put your set screw in. Handle's nice and tight, and faucet works like new. At this point, get your water back on, and you're good to go.